On to this story now. In the Eastern Cape, a 32-year-old woman who's accused of killing her 4 children in eNCA on Wednesday is appearing in court today. The woman allegedly attacked her kids with a sledgehammer while they were asleep. eNCA's Ronald Masinda is covering the story for us, and he joins us now live. Ronald, you have spoken this morning to quite a few people who knew this 32-year-old woman and her children. What are they saying about her? Do they know what was wrong and what drove her to doing this?
Still no idea as to what the motive was for the 32-year-old mother to kill her 4 children in such a brutal manner. But the reactions continue here in eNCA. We are about now to speak to the local municipality mayor, Mr. Sabulela Zanga. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Zanga. Have you had time to speak to the family? And if so, what came out of your conversation?
Thank you very much. Just from a meeting with the members of the family, with the sector departments as well as key stakeholders, I want to begin by conveying sincere words of condolences to the families, especially the father-in-law who was around when this particular incident took place. And then what really happened was that I spoke with the members of the family. They are so devastated. That is why I decided that this morning I must convene a meeting with the sector department, especially Department of Social Development, so that they can help us to talk to the family, to look into all possible interventions that can help the family to be able to go through this particular process. We are also as well going to visit the school tomorrow to talk to learners, because they are also affected, because 2 of these kids, they were members of that particular school, and hence we thought that it would be important that we also visit that particular school, Gulando, the SPS.
In your conversations with the family, do we know at this stage as to what was the motive behind this killing?
It's not yet clear. There are a number of things that are being said. We spoke to the father-in-law, who happened to have no clue as what could have motivated his daughter-in-law to do this kind of cruel incident. The only thing that we hear from some members of the family is that at some point they realized that the mother was some kind of mentally disturbed, but he was not receiving any kind of care. And I'm saying this is what is being said by the members of the family. We could not get it from healthcare professionals. We're hoping that what is going to happen, we know that maybe as this issue now is here in court, maybe it's going to be referred to a psychiatrist, so that they can be able to determine as to her state of mind.
Which is really a concern, though, if that could be the motive, because then how was she able to be around kids at that mental state? But the question I want to ask you is that, as the mayor of this particular region, do you have the capacity to assist people in that sort of situation?
Yes, what we do, we have got IGR. We always approach a number of departments, which will include affected departments at that particular time. At this particular moment, we have requested the Department of Social Development to really help us with social workers. We have also spoken with the traditional leadership, faith-based organization, because when you are confronted with this kind of a situation, you really need everybody who may come in and assist in whatever possible way. So we have requested the ministers of religion to come and talk to the members of community, because if you remember, that particular community, there are a number of things that are happening there, especially as it relates to violent crimes. So people are shot at night. At some point, there were killings wherein some members of the family, they were doing a reburial ritual. Then there were some people who came in the early hours of the morning, and they killed 3 people. And there was a person who was not killed, and they came in again some few days after the incident has taken place and killed that particular individual. So I'm trying to say that we've got quite a number of issues that we have to deal with in that particular area, which of course we are saying that we need everybody, especially the social workers. You really don't need, because we always say that police are reactive. We need to dig deeper to get as to what have really caused this particular matter.
But Mayor, how are you dealing with it? How are you dealing with it? Are you engaging with police? Because as you mentioned, it seems like crime is out of hand here in eNCA.
Yeah, we're engaging with police. At some point, the Premier of the province came to really assist us. He came together with the Provincial Commissioner. What we have always been saying as the local municipality is that we need to intensify criminal intelligence services, because we need to intercept where these activities are planned up until such time that we wake up at some point that there's someone who has been shot dead. So the SAPS are working very hard, but we are also appealing to the members of the community to say that they are living with these people. They know these incidents when they are taking place. They might, to some degree, know even the causes of why you have those kind of incidences. So we are just appealing to everybody to come and assist us so that we can be able to arrest this particular situation.
What additional support are you going to provide for the family? Will you assist them in the funeral? Because what we understand is that it is a family struggling financially to make ends meet.
Yes, what we'll be doing as a municipality, we have convened a meeting of all the sector departments, the business community, the traditional leadership, the local businesses, to say what is it that we can do. Obviously, as a municipality, we'll have to lead those particular discussions. So what we are doing for now, we have just said that we are waiting for the MEC for social development, such that we can have a meeting wherein we can be able to say, how are we going to be dealing with this particular issue? But from the level of the municipality, we are committing that we are going to make it a point that we bury these kids. They must be afforded a dignified funeral, and post this particular funeral, we have said that the Department of Social Development must make it a point that they are offering some psychosocial support to the family, especially the father-in-law who was around when this incident was taking place, as well as we need to have those kind of services. They must be taken to school, because also I heard yesterday that teachers and learners were so devastated when they had these news. So we'll have to make it a point that we bring everybody together under one roof, to make it a point that we deal with this particular issue, and we have plans to make it a point that post these particular incidents, we are able to say that what will be the role of moral regeneration movement, because we must deal with issues of morals. Why is it so easy for people to just kill people? Why is it so easy? We must deal with those particular issues.
All right, Mrs. Zanga, thank you very much indeed for your time. That was the local municipality mayor, Mr. Sabulela Zanga. We are also hoping to get more reaction from the NPA shortly after court will be adjourned today as to their own investigations into what could have possibly led to the deaths of 4 young lives here in eNCA.